the roster reset button on that other team. Now the fourth team today in the NFC North, the Detroit Lions. They've been busy. Brad Holmes, the new GM here from Los Angeles, and Dan Campbell, the new head coach. He had that job on an interim basis some years ago in Miami. Wow, there are a lot of new pieces and new places here. It's a whole new staff, a whole new culture, everything. Anthony Lino, by the way, is going to be the offensive coordinator. What do we think that offense with all those new pieces is going to look like and feel like, Stacey Dales?
I'm excited. With the 7th pick overall, you guys, only, what do they have, 6 picks in this draft, the Detroit Lions. I think they go for a skill position guy and add to that wide receiver core, because guess what? They have T.J. Hawkinson, a pretty decent offensive line, but T.J. Hawkinson at the tight end spot. And how about DeAndre Swift in the backfield? And now you've added Jamal Williams. I am really pumped. Kerryon Johnson is still there. And I think this offense is going to have a certifiable run game. And if you look at the history of Jared Goff, you guys, because I went back with our fantastic research team, and I checked, how good is Jared Goff when he has a run game, right? Listen to this. In 4 years, fully as the starter, okay, was with the Rams for 5 seasons, but in 4 seasons since 2017, 15-1 Jared Goff is when he has a team in a game that runs for 150-plus rush yards. His numbers in those games, 66% completion rating, 249 pass yards per game, but 29 touchdowns, just 11 interceptions, and 102 passer rating. The TD to interception ratio, the passer rating, and the completion rating, guys, are above average in Jared Goff's career. I think DeAndre Swift, they believe, is a 3-down back, can really be supported by Jamal Williams, who has infused this team already with energy, and they're going to run the football, which will help Jared Goff.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stacey, and I do hope they get Jared Goff another weapon or more. And I know there's this perception out there that Jared Goff is somehow going to be damaged goods. I talked to one head coach recently who is very familiar with Jared Goff, and he said, look, what's going to happen is they're feeling pretty good about this trade. You know, hey, we got Jared Goff. And then they're going to get him on the field, and he's going to start throwing, and the players there are going to see the way the ball flies off his hand and how accurate it is, and they're going to start going, whoa, this is pretty good. So they are moving on from Matthew Stafford. It was a long era, resulted in 0 playoff victories. Quietly, Jared Goff has a chance to build something there that might exceed that in terms of success. So yes, there's a lot on the line for Jared Goff, but there's a real opportunity as well, and we'll be keeping a close eye in the draft to see what they do to build around that.
Could very well go defense with 7. We've seen Micah Parsons, seen a lot of defensive players, regardless of what they do at 7. If it's a defensive piece, Stacey, it's going to be playing for Aaron Glenn. New staff. Dan Campbell brought Aaron Glenn from New Orleans.
I love this. I love Aaron Glenn added to this staff as the first-time defensive coordinator. Of course, the defensive backs coach most recently with New Orleans. He played in the league, guys, for 15 seasons, a multi-year Pro Bowler. He is going to infuse this team. His number one mentor getting into coaching was Bill Parcells, right? And if you talk to or you listen to these coaching staff, these coaches from this coaching staff defensively, slow, timid, and confused, this team looked. They were the worst defense last season. It's going to look a whole lot different. Love this quote, though. Mike Silver, Andrew, that he said in his opening presser, players will be more important than the scheme. He's going to design this thing. It's going to be multiple, 3-4, 4-3, whatever you want to call it. He's already met with some of the youngsters, and they are on board behind Aaron Glenn.
On board with an entirely new staff. I'm sorry, Silver, that was me cutting you off again. I just did it last. I did it last time for the sec. I'm doing it again just for fun.
You just let me know if I'm able to
I beg
enhance the show in any way.
Please speak.
I just that will be a change, Stacey. That the players are more important than the scheme. I think self-esteem is going to go up in that environment. Wasn't the best vibe under Matt Patricia. So Dan Campbell, we all laughed at the kneecap biting first press conference, but I do think the mood in that locker room is going to be much different from what we saw